It had many different sources. If you want to know where the plot came from, the answer is the myth of Castor and Pollux. And I used to think by telling people that I'd be giving away the ending, but it turns out nobody remembers the Greek myths anymore. A lot of the substance of the book, I had a sister who was born a fraternal twin, and my brother, her twin, died in childbirth. And I was less than 3 when this happened, and so because he was a boy, somehow I thought it was my twin, not her twin. So I always have walked around throughout my childhood with this idea that I had lost a twin. So as soon as somebody talked to me a couple of years ago about identical twins, I was like, oh, I really need to write about that. And it was about a month along when I realized what the source of this sort of subterranean obsession. The sort of plot set up in Identical is the 2 brothers. One is running for mayor in the mythical Kendall County. The other is being released from prison after serving 25 years for murdering his girlfriend. The brother of the murder victim of the girlfriend is a billionaire and a political antagonist of the mayoral candidate, whom he then, that is the billionaire, accuses of having a hand in the murder. I don't really believe in novels as devices to send messages, moral, political, religious, but I did want readers to stop and pause and say, we've really reached the point that a billionaire can spend whatever he wants accusing a candidate of murder. And that this passes as something protected by the First Amendment. There's no limitation on what can be done in the name of political speech. And it's an unhappy place we find ourselves in, with the idea that spending money is, without any reservation, a form of free speech. There are certain themes that have always sort of obsessed me since I decided to leave, the creative writing teaching and go to law school. And the conflict between the real nobility of the law, to say we're going to take the part of life that human beings can control, not very big, but the part where how we interact with each other. And it's a noble enterprise, and it's subject to such fallibility and imprecision and mistakes. And but I don't want readers to think that that's a black or white matter. And it's complex. It's complex because of human nature and human failings. And certainly that is, the dominant theme across the span of everything that I've written, which is the ways in which the law, for all its good intentions, fails. Probably Herzog by Saul Bellow, just because it was sort of the book of my youth. Bellow went to high school with my father. Probably it's more appropriate to say vice versa. Somehow I was never conscious of that, but I guess I was trying to figure out my dad by reading Bellow, and I was also trying to figure out, the intricacies of just a magnificent prose stylist. So I read Herzog time and time and time again. There is not a book I have published where I would not like to rewrite part of it as the years go on and, rethink certain things in it. And there are, to be completely honest, and this is not the height of modesty, but there are occasionally things I look at and go, wow, I'm really amazed that I was able to do that. So it's, it's good and bad, plus and minus.